initiate,
interact,
influence.
Namaskar, good afternoon. I have this role of moderating this discussion, but with Raksha Mantri you don't need to moderate because he understands defense very well in the last 2 years that he has been defense minister. He's really got a grip on the ministry, and I can say this with confidence because I have also covered defense for almost 33 years now. And the kind of understanding that he has is, I think, something that amazes me all the time because he was never in defense earlier. He was not in Delhi. So I will not stand between him and all of you who have come to listen to him rather than me. But I just want to make 2 or 3 quick points before we start the main program, which I will request Mr. Parikar to speak for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll take questions, which I think is more interesting, and I'm sure even he likes it that way from whatever I've seen. Mr. Baldesai spoke about India's defense capabilities and how the policies that have been put in place over the last 2 or 3 years are now designed to strengthen the capability and to make up for lost time. I will not say more than that. Make up for lost time over the last 10-15 years. First thing I must do is to thank Finns. I've been associated with them, I think, for more than 13 years now. When I was based in Guwahati until 2006, they used to invite me all the way from there. And that is what attracted me to Finns, apart from the fact that I could come to Mumbai or then go to Pune, which is my hometown, was that all the way from Guwahati, was that approach towards national security was integrated. It's actually called Forum for Integrated National Security. And I've always believed, having lived in the Northeast for 23 years and reported from there, that generally the idea amongst the people is always, when we talk about security, we only look at our armed forces or our police forces. But there are multiple issues in evolving national security, and there are non-traditional threats, there are floods, there are epidemics, there are chemical, biological, nuclear, radiological possibilities of attacks by our enemy, and also improving our comprehensive national power. What is now being calculated all over the world is that it does not just matter that how much military you have, how many submarines you have, how many aircraft you have, or how many tanks you have, but what is the comprehensive national power of a nation? That means, does it have an economic heft? Does it have enough HDI, that is Human Development Indices? Are they better? Are they improving? All that makes up for comprehensive national power. And defense is something that provides the hard edge to what is the comprehensive national power. We cannot ignore defense. Just imagine in this one surgical strike, or the episode of surgical strikes across 250 kilometers of the arc on the LOC, has lifted the mood of the nation, which was feeling despondent. I'm sure all of you will agree that with one action of that kind, which again the credit goes to the political leadership for having had the guts to take that decision and allowing the army, the Indian army, which always had the capability and the capacity to take that action. There were a lot of risks involved in that kind of action. I can guarantee you that if something had gone wrong, I think the axe would have fallen on this government, and the popularity would have gone down. God forbid if somebody had been left behind, some dead bodies were there, somebody was captured. Those risks had to be taken in. You have to also look at the world opinion. Despite all those risks, the political leadership led by Prime Minister Modi and of course Mr. Parikar as Defence Minister took that risk and allowed the army to do something that they were always capable of. What has it done? It has not only lifted the mood of the nation, it has also now introduced an element of unpredictability in India's response to Pakistan's proxy war in Jammu and Kashmir and otherwise, the war by 1,000 cuts. The turmoil in Pakistan is evident enough or evidence enough how these strikes have changed the dynamics between India and Pakistan. For all these years, for nearly 30 years from 1989 or 26 years from 1989, Pakistan always took the initiative to send the non-state actors, terrorists, soldiers into India across the line of control. India never crossed the LOC on the other side in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. This is the first time in 26 years, in fact after 1971 war, that this government took the decision and it has changed the dynamics completely. I think they deserve a compliment in the round of applause. So I'll not, again as I said, not take much time. I'll stop here. We'll have more time for question answers. And I will now request Raksha Mantri to come and say his opening remarks, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you very much.